don't even know how I'm going to get through this again. It's so hard to watch. What I hate about Bethesda's press conferences is they always take at least an hour to get going. And they only really post up positive messages about their games. You know, people sitting there and talking about how great Fallout 4 was and so on and so forth. And I think to myself, how could anyone like Fallout 4 unless they didn't play any other Fallout game previously to understand how little they got? It's almost like you've gone to McDonald's in this fantasy world I'm creating. We go to McDonald's and we're used to getting a Big Mac that has, you know, meat, cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, and all the bullshit. Then you go in there and they're like, try our new Big Mac. And some asshole next to you is like, it's delicious. And then you bite into it, and instead of there being, you know, meat, cheese, tomatoes, lettuce, secret sauce, the secret sauce is like shaving cream from Todd Howard's face as he cuts the gray hairs, and the beef patties are made out of nuggets of cat shit.
All of this just works.
After about an hour and 8 minutes of sitting into the minutia of this bullshit and mindless self-indulgence and patting themselves on the back, Bethesda's press conference finally starts. And it's bad.
Oh. We're filming right now.
Oh, so funny.
Hey, everyone.
No.
It actually starts off in one of the worst ways possible. How could it get any worse than this? You get two unfunny females who are... I just don't know, man. I'm not trying to be sexist or anything, but this year's E3 had a lot of women that weren't funny trying to be funny. And it just was horrendous. It was like going to your local open mic night for the comedy club and just seeing that chubby chick who's not very cute, but she thinks she's got a load of personality she's gonna just share with you.
I hear we even have some folks in Australia watching their very own special presentation right now. Hi, Australia. How's the future looking?
That's when the camera pans upside down. You get it? It's the land down under. You uncultured swine. Oh, God. It already starts off, and you feel the cancer working its way through your body. This is the content manager and the community manager? God, no wonder Bethesda games fucking suck.
Over social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, probably Snapchat. I don't know.
Things we haven't heard of.
Things we haven't even heard of yet. So if you see something totally awesome and you just really want to share it, let us know what you think using the BE3 hashtag and follow all the Bethesda channels to stay up to date on your favorite games.
Wherever you go, you can't escape them. It's like carbon monoxide in your house. You don't know it's trouble until it's already too late. How did I miss on the opportunity to write BE3 hashtag kill me?
At least some big surprises in store for you all tonight.
Oh, for sure. We may have teased a couple new things, but we've always got some tricks up our sleeve. Let's take a look back at some of the biggest moments from our past showcases.
Yeah, except the part where they introduced paid mods and everyone downvoted the video into fucking oblivion. Let's just pretend that didn't exist.
This game is coming out on the App Store tonight.
Quake is back.
Yeah, they definitely cut out all the part with the paid mods. Yeah, that was not a shining moment. They want people to forget. Nobody really gives a shit about Quake. I don't even know why they're talking about Quake. Like, get the fuck out of here with that. Quake is garbage.
Just excited to work with games that I love, but now I can come into work every day and see all the friends that I've grown to love.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Away from the 4th annual BE3 showcase. And Brody
And Brian.
is so excited and
I can't take this anymore. I can't sit through this. Fuck this. It was enough one time around. God, fuck Bethesda. I forgot how annoying and how overdrawn this was. No other press conference at E3 bothered to show you shit they did years ago. Xbox came out, Phil Spencer didn't fuck around, he started showing off shit, got you going. Even PlayStation had enough foresight not to tell you about previous E3s. Do you know why Bethesda does this? To sort of coax you into remembering good things about them, while conveniently cutting out all the awkward moments, all the shit moments, and especially the paid mod moments that did not go over well one bit with the real fans. I wish this shit would end already. My fucking God. God, Rage 2. Talk about a game I don't give a shit about. Supposedly, Rage 1 was decent from what people were saying. It was so decent, nobody really played it anymore and gave much of a shit outside of the 10 people that popped up out of nowhere to tell you Rage 1 was good. It was almost like that old black guy that you have in most black neighborhoods. When you're fucking up and you're young, and then he comes out of nowhere and just goes, oh, no, don't do that. That's 2 to 20. So essentially, that's what the Rage fans were like. Somebody would say something about Rage, and out of nowhere, some guy would come, I loved Rage. It was a great game. It did all these fucking things, and nobody else can remember shit about Rage. And frankly, the Rage 2 trailer, as soon as it dropped, I watched it and I thought to myself, for this to be some sort of post-apocalyptic piece of shit, it certainly got a very happy-go-lucky opening that made no fucking sense. You're going to tell me in a future, in a dystopian nightmare, everyone's going to have loud pink mohawks and dance to Andrew WK music. But then when I think about it, maybe it's right. Maybe that is hell. Maybe when the nuclear bombs drop, Andrew WK will make a comeback and he'll do all the theme songs for our miserable future life in the fucking nuclear winter. You know what I've noticed about Andrew WK's music, by the way, as someone who remembers when he was new? All his music sounds the fucking same. Fuck. It's like this motherfucker never learned how to mix majors and minors or something. It's always the same shit.
Oh my god.
And he's still doing the same getup. It's kind of like, yo, dude, let it go. It worked when you were like 19, 20. You're like 34, 35. You could be 40 now, man. Cut this. I'm supposed to believe you're a dirty young teenager still? Fuck this, Andrew WK. Fuck this. I'd say the same thing to Alice Cooper. Cut the fucking makeup, bro. You're not scary. You're not weird and wacky. The only thing scary is the fact your ass is still out here singing 18 and you're damn near 75. Go fuck yourself. You know what? Get ready to die. That is a good point, because you're going to want to die after watching BE3. More of these goddamn broads.
Wait, that's not all. Call right now and you'll also receive a brand spanking new gameplay trailer for Rage 2.
And what's that number to call?
1-800, I really hadn't thought this far ahead.
Help me! Somebody help me!
Mutants, neon, explosions. What more could a person ask for in life?
Honestly, nothing. Food? Unnecessary. Sleep? No way. Shelter? Not unless it's Fallout Shelter. Download today.
You went a really long way for a little wordplay.
Worth it.
Oh my god! Stop!
But Bethesda really does provide our communities with pretty much everything they could ever ask for, which must be why we have such incredible and dedicated fans.
I love Bethesda fans. Those folks out there are ready to party.
They seriously are. And there were definitely a few Fallout fans out there, which is great, because we just announced something very exciting.
Now, Anne?
Now, Abigail!
Yes! Just a few short weeks ago, we released a teaser for Fallout 76. I am seriously so excited about this one.
You'll be gone soon, and I'll be glad.
No. You know what's sad about women that try to be funny? They always assume making weird faces really accentuates the joke.
Oh my god, is she dead? Okay, party's over.
After optimum cancer has been achieved, they move on. The devil himself, Pete Hines, comes out wearing some champion t-shirt for hockey. I don't give a shit.
Our theme this year is Create, and it's a theme embraced by our 10 studios spread around the globe, the incredibly talented folks who make the Bethesda games that you'll soon be playing. But as you saw in our intro video, it's not just developers. Everyone at Bethesda is a part of the team that brings our games to life, and that extends to all of you, because we create the world.
The Bethesda games you'll soon be playing and soon be forgetting. Because if Fallout 76 launches without mods, which it will, it's going to do well for a little bit with the console gamers, I think, before the interest dies off. Because the one thing that's kept Bethesda games alive has been the modding community. All right? Sure, there was the arrow to the knee meme, but nobody gives a shit about the arrow to the knee anymore. No one. If you make an arrow to the knee joke now, people want to chop you in the throat like Ric fucking Flair.
I was pretty dangerous in the past, but then I took an arrow in the knee.
I've got to get out of here.
I was pretty dangerous in the past, but then I took an arrow in the knee. I took an arrow in the knee.
But when it comes to mods, people still care because that's the lifeblood of Bethesda games. Without the community that mods their games, Bethesda offers you nothing but a fucking old and tired engine that continuously gets reworked into nothingness with the same boring themes. When you see Fallout 4 Online, Fallout 76, you'll realize that they're starved for ideas. On top of that, the simple fact that Skyrim Together is a thing, and they made sure that it didn't come out, and now we have Fallout Online with your friends is more than mischievous to me.
Nintendo Switch. So we were thrilled when Metacritic named us the top publisher in the industry with the highest overall review scores across all of our games. But tonight is about the future. We're here to show you where we're headed and the games that we're creating that you'll soon be playing, the worlds that you'll be inhabiting in the next year and beyond. So, we're starting with a game that we announced a few weeks ago through our friends at Walmart Canada. Perhaps best known for their low prices and ability to keep a secret.
After Pete Hines finishes making his Walmart jokes, we then move on to what everybody wanted, Andrew WK.
What?
Now, what's funny here is the fact that when I was doing the live stream, everyone in my chat had no idea who the fuck he was. Zill didn't know who he was. Nobody I was with knew who that guy was except for me, because I was old enough to remember his fucking one-hit wonder ass. You might as well have, I was about to say Boy George and the Culture Club come out, but then again, the Culture Club had a couple hits. So that's not really fair.
Are you ready to race? Let's have some fun! Come on, E3! We got ready to go!
God, even watching this again is sad. You watch Andrew WK trying like hell to sell this song to people who weren't really interested, and most of them had no idea who the fuck he was. If you really sit here and watch this, the best part is watching the camera pan to the audience, and you see people just sitting there confused like, who is this? Should I be excited? There was even one guy in the audience who was not having it. He had on shades and headphones listening to his own music while this shit was going on. It was fucking hilarious. And why is Andrew WK still using the same bloody face emblem? That shit was so early 2000s, if not late 90s, motherfucker. That'd be like if David Bowie did Ziggy Stardust, but then when he stopped being Ziggy Stardust, he still had that Thunderbolt thing as his fucking insignia. People in the audience are laughing at this shit. That's the last thing you want to do as a musician. Go on stage, play your music, and have people laughing at you like you're a fucking joke. Fucking sad. This is sad. Watching it again is perturbingly bad. And the sad thing is I have to try and go through this and actually edit in the parts where you see the audience just completely not interested in it. And the funny thing is, I know, I'll loop back to DSP, this will piss people off. I saw like laughing articles like quote DSP where DSP said, look at all these nerds don't know how to handle Andrew WK and they want to retreat to their safe space. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why would they want to retreat to a safe space? The music isn't scary or anything. It's just kind of bad. It's Andrew WK. He's one note. I can't think of any other band that played like the same song over and over again except for Europe with the Final Countdown. After Andrew WK comes out and pretty much bombs, but people applaud anyway because it's the courteous thing to do, 2 developers for some game I don't give much of a shit about come out and talk about it, which I think is Rage, maybe? They talk about Rage, where you watch the gameplay. Oh, before that, they make a joke about the guy being really tall and the bald dude's really short. And the joke's not funny, but then they try like hell to keep trying to convey the joke, like force a laugh out of the audience or a reaction. It really came off bad.
Our vision to life. Now, we've admired the open world chaos in all of Avalanche Studios games. And as we're about to show you, they delivered big time.
Douche chill.
Well, thank you, Tim. Yeah.
Why don't you lick my taint?
It was just like, please just move on. You laid a stinker, move on to the next bit. It's 101 of comedy, dude. You then see the Rage gameplay, which, honest to God, looks like Destiny meets Mad Max meets Doom, because the way the shooting mechanic handles, it's just Doom. Like id Software, essentially everything that involves shooting is Doom. That's the best way I could put it. It all feels like the same shit, just a different skin. And it makes you wonder, what the fuck is the point? They then move on to Elder Scrolls Legends. I think it's a card game. And you know what? I don't even care to talk about it. That's how little I gave a shit. They then went to Elder Scrolls Online. I don't even care to talk about it. Who cares? I mean, really. They then teased a new Doom. It was like a little trailer. It was 30 seconds, maybe less than that. It showed you much of nothing other than hell's on earth, and they tell you that, and that the Doomslayer is more powerful because people wanted that. And I thought he was already fucking OP. It's a human being that's somehow running toe-to-toe with a 10-ton giant demon from hell with a gun for an arm. Whatever. If it makes people happy, it makes them happy. I mean, Doom was a good enough game. I guess everybody's expecting it to be shit, and it came out and it wasn't shit, so everyone was so pleasantly surprised they loved Doom, because you're just so used to shit being shit these days. That was really a detailed explanation, I know.
Like, you want the Doomslayer to feel even more powerful? Well, we got it. You want even more badass demons? Well, there are twice as many in this game. You want to see hell on earth? Well, we just teased it.
Then some other guy comes out to talk to you about the game you know and love. Quake Championship. Remember when they tried to make it an esport and nobody cared? Yeah, well, it's still here. And if you download it between now and like 7 more days, you'll keep it forever for free. It's not a good sign.
Plus, if you get in and download this week, you can stay and keep playing Quake Champions for free even after the trial closes.
Nobody gives a shit. Where's Todd Howard?
So head to Quake.com and start playing with me and all of my Quake family tonight.
No! No! No!
Don't miss your chance to join one of the most passionate and welcoming communities in gaming. Now, for a taste of what you'll be playing tonight after our showcase is over.
After the Quake jerking off and them telling you about how great it's going to be and you can get a free copy and yada ba ba ba, we move on to Prey, where they add a survival mode, new game plus mode, and some other crap, and as well as some bad acting and comedy thrown in to the mix. They just pepper it right in. Don't forget to laugh.
The next time you fire up Prey, you're gonna see 3 new modes. Story mode, New Game Plus,
which was a big fan request,
and Survival mode, which should be an interesting challenge for our most hardcore fans.
But that's just the beginning. We are really excited to tell everyone that we've also been working on a new Prey DLC, an infinitely replayable experience called Moon Crash.
It's a new twist on Prey where the enemies, hazards, and loot are all different each time you play.
We're so excited. We can't wait to what?
All right, before we begin, yes, Mom, I'm still alive. No, I'm not a mimic.
Hang on. There. I just want to make sure nobody tries to smack you because I saw Pete Hines with a wrench backstage a second ago.
No. Oh.
A new expansion pack for Wolfenstein is coming out where you play DJ's two daughters, his twin daughters. To distinguish them from one another, one's blonde, the other one's a brunette. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Two strong women taking on the entire Nazi army. Fits the narrative of the current day and time in gaming. Can't say I give much of a shit. And finally, Todd Howard comes out. He talks about what everyone's there to see, and one fanboy screams, Todd Howard.
And E3 has become such an incredible week of entertainment, but we know that most of you came here for one thing. Todd Howard! Thank you.
Bethesda then puts out their funny, self-aware joke. In fact, they keep releasing Skyrim with Alexa. You know why they did it? Because making Alexa meme videos is very big right now. You should Google it. You'll find an Alexa meme for everything from drag queens to DSP to the president.
Alexa, what time is it?
What the hell you squirping like a chirping like the bird?
You actually don't have to yell at it.
Wrong queen, mama, because I'm not the one.
Alexa, define annoying.
Your family sounds fucked up.
It makes perfect sense that Bethesda would do the same. But at the same time, they seemed almost dismissive of the fact that they continuously shit out enhanced versions of their games. But who cares? It's Bethesda. Everyone just loves them because they exist at this point. Todd Howard then shows some gameplay of Fallout 76. Immediately, it looks a little bit better than Fallout 4. A little bit. Whoopee. Refined engine yet again. You find out that Fallout 76 is a co-op game. It's always online. So you don't have to be online to play with people. You can play by yourself. But I think it needs an internet connection for some wacky reason. Not 100% sure on that, as this is the stuff I'm reading on the internet. But it is geared towards being online multiplayer. Yay, you can nuke your friends and see what happens. La de friggin' da. I mean, honest to God, I don't hold out much hope for Bethesda anymore because they've become creatively bankrupt over the years. I don't know if you realize it or not, but as someone who's been playing games with mods for years, especially Bethesda games, you find that most of their ideas that they have now were taken from mods from previous years. Even one of the missions in the story of Far Harbor was a Fallout New Vegas mod. They ripped the whole fucking thing. The Ada mod, it was another Fallout New Vegas inspired mod or some shit. They just keep taking ideas and then putting it into the game, and people think, oh my God, they're so creative. Fallout 76 is no different. After E3, Todd Howard or Bethesda, I can't remember who, but you know, they're one and the same essentially, did say that there would be mod support for Fallout 76. As I stated, there would be, but it wouldn't come until long after the games were launched. So you're thinking about a year is the minimum that you will be getting mods. And by that time, all the mods will be Creation Club. They will be, because they have to be moderated and curated and player safety, etc. You know, they're going to use a whole bunch of buzzwords to tell you that these are the mods that can work with the game because it's extremely volatile, yada, yada, yada. Oh yeah, the new Fallout game is going to be what, 40% bigger or 4 times bigger than the previous one? Not really shocked. Don't really care either because it's a Bethesda game. I mean, they could sit there and say, oh, we have 16 times more detail and you can see weather regions far off. But remember, this is Todd Howard. This is the man that told you NPCs were not scripted in an Elder Scrolls game. This is the man that told you in Skyrim, if you look at those mountains, you can go there, but you can't. A lot of people just seem to forget this about Bethesda games. Often they promise crap that they don't deliver or it's a buggy mess. But people are so just encapsulated in the hype beast that they don't remember previous things. And frankly, he who doesn't remember the past is doomed to repeat it. And let's face it, we all know Bethesda repeats the past. How many times does Skyrim come out? But what does it matter? Nobody really gives a flying fuck. They're just happy to see Todd Howard come out and say how great some games are going to be. and they all cheer. There's going to be a beta test for the game, and I think they want as many people as possible to see just how their servers handle it and what will happen, because it's a Fallout game. You know Fallout games are buggy. I have a feeling that this is going to be like a serious mess when it actually launches, and people are going to be shocked by it. No, I take that back. Bethesda games always launch a mess, and everybody's happy. And they just say shit like, oh, it's a Bethesda game. And why do we keep making that excuse? It's 2018. Bethesda is a company that makes a lot of money. Maybe it's time they invested time into resources and actually creating a new engine rather than giving us the same modified shit over and over again. I mean, really, they have the ability to do so, but they don't, because they know they can keep making money off the same shit. And everyone will just simply go, well, it's a Bethesda game, you gotta expect bugs. Nobody has, no one gets that sort of carte blanche, ever. If you had a cousin that kept being a drug addict and a junkie, and he stole your car, nobody would sit there and go, oh, that's just Rusty. You know he's got a heroin addiction. He's back on the dragon again, honey. It's just Rusty. He'll probably get your car back, baby. It might be missing some parts. Nobody gives anything that sort of crap. When Batman Arkham Knight released as a buggy mess, people had issues. When Assassin's Creed Unity launched as a buggy mess, people were pissed. But when Bethesda does the same thing, everyone throws up their arms and goes, it's a Bethesda game. I'd also like to point out the fact that they're already getting ready to sell you the pre-order for this game with the fake helmet for one of the power armors and a map that glows in the fucking dark. And you know what's funny? We look at this overpriced piece of shit with junk in it, and everybody's ready to buy it. Has everybody forgotten how crappy the Pip-Boys were from the last Bethesda Special Edition? And the funny thing is, when Rockstar or any other company launches a shitty Special Edition with some overpriced fucking tchotchkes, everyone is on their ass. But Bethesda does it, and it's like, cool, I love to own that cheap piece of plastic power armor helmet that some Chinese child made for 25 cents, and they're going to sell me for $200. I can't wait to get it. Where's my nearest GameStop? If you look on prop sites, there's already someone who's made prop armor helmets, and they're probably 100 times more accurate than what Bethesda's going to sell you for the same price. I remember when you could get Pip-Boys off the RPF. They were correct to scale because the person who made them gave a shit to make it accurate. The Bethesda one is so large, it looks like it belongs on a fucking super mutant. And people are like, this is great. I could fit my two arms in it. Everybody cheers as soon as Todd Howard says this game is coming out November 14th. Do you know what that means? As soon as Fallout 4 went out the doors, they were already working on this shit. They were already sitting there. They were thinking, what can we do to get our games as service? Because that's basically what Fallout 76 is. It's games as service. That's what E3 was this whole fucking time. Every fucking company, except for PlayStation, didn't really sell you any games as service. And I didn't pay any attention to Nintendo, so I can't say. But every one of them that I did watch was trying to sell you on some game where there's going to be constant content coming out. It'll live for years on. And we'll just sell you expansions for it. I mean, literally, that's all it is. And everyone's excited. They can't wait. We need another Destiny. We need another Division. You know, we have like 4 or 5 different versions now. It seemed like there was a whole bunch of games that all have the same themes and ideas. Some sort of shooter, third person, always online, play with your friends, cosmetic fixes and crap. And everyone just ate it up. Oh yeah, Fallout Shelter, it's going to be on the Nintendo Switch and the PlayStation 4. Who gives a shit? I mean, the game came out how many years ago? It came out when Fallout 4 was out. And it's been on the Windows Store like since last year. And it's been on the Android and iPhone for years, I think. And they're re-releasing it now on like these 2 platforms, hoping to make some money off of loot boxes. Because whether you know it or not, when Fallout Shelter originally came out, it made $7.5 million in 24 hours. So there's a lot of money in Fallout Shelter, whether you don't know. And a lot of the female gamers in gaming now are predominantly on mobile. Another thing you don't know, most likely, that's something that most of these journalists don't tell you when they write their little fucking articles. Oh, 50% of the gamers are women. But they don't tell you most of them are on the fucking phone. You know, playing Kim Kardashian's social media game. Shit, man. You know Kim Kardashian made $50 million from that game within like a couple weeks, and she used that money to bail Kanye West out of debt. So she was making bank on that game. Somebody's playing stupid shit, and it wasn't men. Blades comes to the iPhone. Whoopee. The iPhone 10. But they say they're going to put it on all phones. They want it on Windows. They want it on the consoles. You can play the Elder Scrolls Blades on your phone versus someone using VR, which would be stupid because the person on VR would have such an edge. I mean, you're just going to get your ass kicked. Like people playing Fortnite on their phone versus me on PC. If you think I'm going to take it easy on you, you got another thing fucking coming. After that, they show off some space game. I don't care what it's called. Bethesda's making a Star Citizen. I can't wait for it. The trailer tells me so much I need to know. And then they finally show off the Elder Scrolls 6 that ironically uses the Dovahkiin theme, which makes me wonder if the Elder Scrolls 6 has something to do with the Dovahkiin again.
Dovahkiin, we're out of ideas. Oh, made a trailer to appease the fans.
And just like that, they play the trailer for Elder Scrolls 6, and everyone stands and gives an ovation. You know, everybody's applauding. I don't know, because honest to God, the trailer showed nothing. It was nothing. Starfield and the Elder Scrolls 6 trailers showed you absolutely nothing. 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 There are grains of grass, and there was a decrepit siege tower or some shit. And everyone's like, oh my God, my prayers have been answered. This is like, you're getting stoked off of nothing. Oh God, the dog's here because I was clapping. I forgot. When I clap, the dog comes because she loves applause. Chuchi does it for the applause, just like Lady Gaga, except Chuchi's cuter.